welcome back to the channel. This is Stasia Bliss. So I want to speak today about the upcoming new moon in Virgo. And I did record a collective new moon reading in a vertical version that if anyone's interested in seeing that, I'm going to talk about it in this video. But if anyone wants to experience the reading, it is a really cool reading. I was actually really surprised and amazed by how beautiful. So I'm going to talk about what came through in that reading. If you are interested in seeing that reading, I do have a link below. It's just a really small uploading fee basically. So it's about a 20-minute video, I think 17 minutes on that, and really cool, really cool. So let's talk about it. This new moon, Virgo is earth sign, right? And it's the virgin, it's the goddess, it's the earth medicine mama. And definitely she deals with home and hearth and routine and balance and beauty and actually really grounding and manifesting on the earth plane. Something new. She is a keeptress of, I'm making that word up I think, keeptress of the transition point between summer and fall before we go through the equinox portal. So Virgo energy it ends right at that spring equinox with Libra, and Libra is the scales of justice, right? And that's taking us into that fall time, but leading up, it's like Virgo is getting things in order. Noting what came through in the powerful Leo time period and the height of the sun of summer, what emotions came up from the Cancerian time, how that manifested. From our consciousness, from our heart, from the acting out in our life that we did, and now we kind of recognize what's missing or what's complete. Missing is just because a void has been created. We have gone through a massive release cycle, and I feel like that energy of the double Capricorn full moon, that really was bringing up some things that hadn't been shown yet. And so now, and of course, I'm relating what I've been doing on this channel and following the archetypes of the tarot, which we'll get to the next one, I think tomorrow, which I believe is the Tower. But reality's sort of been following the theme with me. And when we got to the death card, if you've watched that video, that's also when my father passed. And so there's been this energy for me, and I think for the collective too, of a massive closure of a cycle. And we are getting that with the Pluto Capricorn completing, right? I talked about that in the reading more, and I have in other videos. But so we really are getting a chance to restructure reality, and this full moon reading, not full moon, new moon Virgo reading for this September 2nd really showed the transformation of the masculine. It was so beautifully clear. It was the love of the feminine and devotion of the feminine is supporting this massive transformation, this death process, this transformation of the masculine. And it makes me catch my breath a little, because I think my father was part of that team, that transition team, and his best friend earlier in the year of moving this masculine archetype forward. Allowing this transformation to occur, and then being on a veil flipping assignment, if you will. Because when we go, we are doing something with the time space. Our physical presence isn't here, but that doesn't mean our energetic imprint doesn't become a part of the fabric. So yeah, that was a really beautiful, beautiful reading, like bold change in this new moon energy. Especially seeing that in the masculine, and that's not just men, that's the masculine within each of us. So that is, you know, a lot of what the Capricorn, Pluto and Capricorn, like the structure, the long-term upholding principle, the legacy making vibe. Cat just walked by and went downstairs. Huh. I like to tie in things that happen in reality as part of the divination as well, as finding how nature is speaking, so I know what I'm saying during that time, you know, the changing of the structure. And here comes this masculine cat. The cat is very feminine. Feline is feminine. So it's a very balanced creature. And in some cultures, including off-world, a cat is a very like sacred animal and has like high abilities, can transmit data, can assist with frequency change in a place, and hold a wisdom, right? Egyptians held cats very sacred, and there's thought to be a cat race. If you want to go out there with me for a moment and disregard this if you think it's cuckoo, but a cat race in charge of upholding like a universal time, which is very different from our linear time, but is almost like intonations, like certain resonant frequencies. So you can think of like this new moon, like this gong going off or something that sends this ripple, and the gong is like coming from pure love. Like Virgo, the Virgin, like Virgin also means like empowered in oneself, like one that's in tune with authenticity and in tune with that power within, the God force. The Vestal Virgins in ancient times were women who held the pure space of God consciousness for the people, and they kept themselves fully for that job, just completely being that channel of energy. And so that frequency of Virgo is like bringing in this shift in the masculine consciousness, which is the structure, the way things are done, right? What seems to make logical sense. The container is changing, and it's divinely inspired that it's changing. You see with the runes that came up. And again, if you want to get the reading, a little bee or something. Speaking of community, buzzing around. If you want to get the full reading for that, I'll have a link below for that. So yeah, this beautiful change. So then, you know, I'm not into the signs readings yet for the week, but I will do the first week of September readings coming up. But to think about embodiment practices, how do I embody this change in the masculine? Am I just watching for it in reality, or am I participating in it, right? And the truth is we're participating in it. So as we are transforming those structures, and a very simple example is, again, my father's passing and the reorganization that's going on in my mother's house around what things are going, how the finances are running, what things stay in the house. And for me, it's translating into the structure of my business, the frequency of the videos and what types of videos, like what I'm offering to you as my audience, as the people that I'm supporting and helping and syncing up with really on this journey, where I can best be of service. It's also been like my children both going into a school outside of the one I have provided, that bringing up a different thing for me to do with routine and so forth. This is all part of this frequency that's coming in. So embodiment practices, besides number one, just noticing and writing down what structures are changing for me right now. Where is my routine being altered and how? Or where am I trying to do that? What do I want it to look like? You know, I'm dropping my kids off and then I'm like, I was going to a yoga class and then this relaxation place. Now the yoga studio recently closed too. That was another one of my structures that is transforming. So now it's like, okay, where else can I find that or something for my body in that way? I'm sorry, I'm chewing gum. Sorry, not sorry. I like it. Until I don't, you know, until the gum runs out, and this is natural gum, so it will soon. The cinnamon flavor is lingering. But yeah, so that for me, changing, and then also then time to practice music and time to, you know, do the videos that are wanting to come through, and then also session time, right? And then back to picking the kids up and dinner, and you know, I do studying and so forth in the evening, and so a little bit of unwind, nature loving time. So again, like, that's a structure that is transforming. So looking at where your routine or schedule is or wants to transform, right? And then also just participating in that with awareness. So if you are going to a yoga class now, and it's changed, you can be, you know, go to that class, go to that new thing, and feel yourself like recognizing the masculine transforming through you. Because the more we bring consciousness to this frequency, the more real it is in our reality. So it's not just about knowing, oh, that's cool, I want to see how that shows up, and acting like we're not part of it. Because it's the cards are picking up the collective frequency, like what we're off-putting, like what, and also what we're putting off. What wants to make ourselves better, more in alignment and attunement. And there is this attempt to bring balance because Virgo precedes Libra and the equinox. And we have to be starting to bring those two in balance in order for that equinox energy to be truly effective and beneficial to us as a whole. You know, because we can go through equinox after equinox, year after year, and not notice and not like bring attention to and use it to assist our life in coming into more balance, resilient space. We can just go on and be as imbalanced and, you know, it not really affect us at all, to utilizing this time in awareness as a beautiful way to help your life come into order, an energy that's supporting you like an angel, you know, like cosmos backing you up. And so when we align with these things and we're aware of them, then they start working for us more, right? It's like paying attention to a good employee, and they start, you know, performing better because they were noticed, because the attention and life force, chi, was given in that direction, so it blossoms. That's exactly how Kundalini works. That's how embodiment works. That's how life force, that's how consciousness works. Where energy and attention goes, there the consciousness, the chi, life force goes. So mine is definitely going to this transformation of the masculine, like as a feminine embodiment, working on myself for many years. It's been like my deepest prayer, and I know many other feminines' deepest prayer, to really like have the masculine go through a transformation that is mirroring what we've been going through as well, and to come into this like harmonious energy. And that's what I see in this reading, is this really being true, like equality being found, equal matches. You could say soulmate or twin flame, or if you don't like that, just like the Dagas rune is what came out in the reading, is like this balanced, bold change when equals meet and the alchemy is perfect. So woohoo on that vibe. So I'm sending just like a heart open space for that. I'm encouraging you. Also, some other practices you can do to align with that would be like alternate nostril breathing, or some of the, you know, brain gym kind of things. Or maybe it's not brain gym, but you're touching opposite sides, opposite knee, you know, linking up right and left hemisphere of the brain, looking over here, palms together, balancing on one foot and balancing on the other, where you're working out this balance. You're bringing your arms up on an inhale at the same speed, linking up right and left hemisphere. Exhale at the same speed, trying to get, you know, your brain becomes aware of both sides simultaneously. You're not just thinking of anywhere else, you're thinking of the two arms raising together. These sorts of activities to really embody that coming together. And also, if you are single and you're looking for the partnership, you're wanting it, you're thinking about it, begin to be that for yourself, what you would like. Be that for yourself. That also helps these energies harmonize. So I'm going to be doing that as well. Just seeing that, feeling that, knowing that exists, because it exists within each one of us. That balance, that harmony, that mirroring of right and left side, being a full divine human activated. So those mirrors exist outside of us as well. That is part of the beautiful unfolding and the fractaling of life. All right, thanks again for joining. Again, if you want to see that whole new moon Virgo reading for the collective, the link is below. And we'll catch you coming this week for individual signs for the first week of September. So if you haven't already subscribed, click that notification bell so you do get all of those. Those will also come with embodiment practices for your sun, moon, rising. Maybe we'll throw in some of the other planets there too. So it would be helpful to get a copy of your astrology chart to watch these, so that you can look at what your planetary positions are, and you can start to become aware of, you know, the influencing energy for all the different parts of your chart, not just your sun or your moon or your rising. And you can do that by going to astro.com. They let you do free charts there, so you can just put in your birth information, including your birth time and where you're born, date and full name and place, and I said that twice. And you can get your chart and look at it. And then as we do readings, we talk about those things. Maybe you want to look for your Venus. You know, your Venus is about your love, and it is about, you know, specifically that how you love part of your nature. So it's just some interesting things to look at. Okay, I'm off for this evening. I'll talk to you soon. I love you, and namaste.